Hey guys, how you doing? This call Anaya from Versio. I just finished my 7th period, and your credit matters to me and my organization. And I'm here to let you guys know that I just finished finalizing my Anaya's Credit Boost Experiment podcast, which I'm gonna be putting out there every single Monday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., which I'm gonna be discussing free credit report tips, credit repair tips, credit fix tips, credit boost tips, a lot of different tips and tricks on how to boost, repair, and fix your credit. And I want a lot of people to join my and also join my podcast, which is for free. And on the bottom of this video, you see the website where you have to go and register. This is Carlos Anaya signing out. God bless. And if your credit is messed up, credit issues, and you need to use 100 points to qualify for the house or loan or something, you need to join Anaya's Credit Boost Experience podcast and join my group. And also, my website is on the screen too. ICRFFitness.com. Okay? ICRFFFitness.com. You're going to see it on the site too, on the screen. At the bottom of the screen, that's where you register. This is Carlos Anaya. Signing out. Bye. Website where you can shop and register to my groups, subscribe to my website. You can purchase products and services that I have, financial services that I have too, my credit repair services that I have, so you can pay online now, guys. You can pay online. And basically, I'm here to let you guys know about the website. The website is very informative. It's going to show you how to fix your credit, repay your credit, and boost your credit, and rebuild your credit. All those four things. It's very educated website, and the financial literacy courses are inside the website, and also credit repair courses are inside the website, tutorials, videos, and things like that are inside the website. There's a lot of free goodies in there inside that website too. But the most important thing, you have to subscribe to my website and also watch the video. Watch the video so you can qualify to get the rewards gift certificate to get $50 off the credit repair process that I offer in my organization. So this is Carlos Anaya signing out. Oh, and one more thing. Those people that have financial issues, credit issues, subscribe to my website. It's very important that you do and start taking these free online courses that I have online, guys. Right, guys? Free online courses that I have online from the organizations that taught me about financing and how to fix my credit. Take those courses and also take advantage of the free credit repair software, that is on my website too. If you want to find out which one it is, you got to subscribe to my website. All right? You have a big day. God bless.
the excellent score category that starts at 740 or 74% likely to. So why is this important to know? Because there are plenty of lenders who are happy to work with borrowers that are in the high risk score category of 599 or 59.9% and below. Because their problem is they charge high interest rates with deposits and sometimes fees to offset the high rate of default that's common for that group of borrowers. Knowing what our credit score means adds extra inspiration to improve our credit as quickly as possible so we aren't punished with high interest rate fees or worse, getting flat out declined for credit.
So there you go, guys. So the video pretty much explains to you what's a good credit score, for you to qualify for a loan. What's a good credit score or higher. So the higher your credit score, the lower your interest rate will be on the loan. That's what the video is explaining to you about. And now let's continue with the credit score. So the credit score is based on your credit report, which contains a history of your past debts and repayments. Credit bureaus use companies and mathematical calculations to arrive at a credit score from the information contained in your credit report. See, each credit bureau uses different methods to do this, which is why you will have different scores with different companies. But most credit bureaus use the FICO system. FICO is an acronym for the credit score calculating software offered by the Fair Isaac Corporation Company. This is by far the most used software since the Fair Isaac Corporation developed the credit score model used by many in financial industry and is still considered one of the leaders in the field. In fact, credit scores are sometimes called FICO. It's important to understand that your score is tabulated using different software. One other thing you may want to understand about the mathematics that goes into your credit score is the fact that the math used by the software is based on research and comparative mathematics. This is an important and simple concept that can help you understand how to boost your credit score. In simple terms, what this means is that your credit score is in a way calculating the same principle as your insurance premium. Risk require because similarly, credit bureaus and lenders often look at general patterns since people with too many debts tend not to have quick rates of repayment. Your credit score can suffer if you have too many debts for us. Understanding this can help. But I want you to do this. Watch this video. Explain to you what is great credit.
Your credit report and score are two of the most important things in your entire life. Let me explain. Not long ago, a credit report used to be nothing more than a very small file that was used only if you needed to apply for credit. Other than your past loans, there was very little information on a credit report. If you paid cash for everything, you might go your entire life without ever having or even needing a credit report. But all of that changed by the late 1980s because of two things. First, all of the hundreds of small credit bureaus had been either replaced or absorbed by the big three, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Second, the three credit bureaus had adopted a revolutionary new scoring system to help lenders better determine risk. That scoring system was FICO. Fast forward 3 decades to today, credit reports have evolved into much more than just the history of our loans. That's because most of our financial actions find their way onto our credit reports. They become a living document that follows us wherever we go. Because they contain so much information about our lives and the decisions we've made, good and bad, they've become something much more than a credit report. They have become character reports. In fact, some financial experts refer to them as adult report cards. So why is this incredibly important? The answer is our credit report tells a story about us. And who wants to know our story? Who's looking at our credit report? Well, for starters, 72% of employers check credit before hiring or promoting. Then there's your bank, insurance company, utility provider, mortgage lender, landlord, credit card issuers, and that's just to name a few. My credit report is the story of how I've honored the promises that I've made to those who have trusted me with credit. Your credit report tells your story. If our story isn't so good, that will limit our options in employment, promotion, housing, and access to credit for the things that we need. Now, whether we like it or not, agree with it or not, credit reports are now character reports, and they tell our story. And that story can and will determine the options or lack of options we have in life. This is why great credit isn't an option anymore. Great credit is mandatory. Fortunately, repairing your credit can help to rewrite history to tell a better story of you when negative accounts are deleted from your credit report. That, along with great credit habits that I'm going to teach you in this course, it's really not hard to turn challenge credit into great credit.
So again, basically your credit report is like a report card, guys. It's about your history, your financial history. How good is it? How bad is it? Is it good? The bad is in the middle. You know, the better it is, the better interest rates you get. The worse it is, the more interest rate you get, and so on and so on. You know, so number one, it will let you see that your credit score is not a personal reflection of how good or bad you are with money. Rather, it is a reflection of how well lenders, companies think you will repay your bills. You know, it will let you see that if you want to improve, your credit score, you need to work on becoming the sort of debtor that studies have shown trends to repay their bills. You do not have to work hard to reinvent. You have to start making much more money. You just need to be a reliable lender. This realization alone should help make credit credit repair far less stressful. Credit reports are put together by credit bureaus, which use information from client companies. It works like this. Credit bureaus have clients such as credit card companies and utility bills, to name just two, who provide them with information. Once a file is begun on you, once you open a bank account or have bills to pay, then information about you is stored on the record. If you are late paying a bill, the clients call the credit bureaus and note this. Any unpaid bills, overdue bills, or other problems with credit count as things on your credit report and affect your score. Information such as what type of debt you have, how much debt you have, how regular you pay your bills on time, and your credit accounts are all information that is used to calculate your credit score. Your age, your sex, your income do not count towards your credit score. Your age, your sex, and your income do not count towards your credit score, guys. The actual formula used by credit bureaus to calculate credit scores is a well-kept secret, but it is known that recent account activity, debts, length of credit, unpaid accounts, and types of credits are among the things that count the most in tabulating credit scores from a credit report. What I want you to do is watch this video, which will explain to you what I just spoke to you about. So let's here watch this video.
Your coaching program is broken up into two chapters. Chapter 1 is rules, and chapter 2 is strategy. In the rules chapter, I'll show you how the game of credit is set up. It's important to know what credit reports really are and what your credit score really means. This is a fascinating look into the world of credit reports and credit scores. Knowing this will put you in a position of power. You'll know how credit works so you can control your outcomes. In the strategy chapter, I'll show you exactly what to do to improve your credit based on how credit reports and scores work. I'll also show you the habits and actions of people who have 800 plus credit scores, because how they actively manage credit is very different than those who have credit scores in the 600s and below. By the way, score has nothing to do with their income. A higher credit score doesn't necessarily mean they have a higher income. Let's get started with the rules.
So there you go, guys. Basically, it's explaining to you about Credit Versio software, guys. Again, I can't, say this again. I'm gonna say it again and again. It's free. It's free. The Credit Versio software is 100% free, guys. It's 100% free. Okay? And that's what I'm to you about what's gonna be, on the Versio software, and also coaching classes that come with it. So you're gonna get a free credit repair software with credit coaching classes combined. Simple credit coaching classes that you can start taking like right now. You can start learning the process how to repay your credit by yourself. But I know most of you guys don't have time, you're busy working. So that's where I come in from. I can show you how to do it. I do charge, you know, credit repair services fee, but it's very affordable, much less than the other companies do. All right. So if you're interested, just let me know, and you can get in contact with me just by joining my group. Just by joining my group. Just register to Anaya's Credit Boost Experience podcast and also my group. All you have to do is text the number 721-855-964-4133 or go directly to the website that you see on the screen. Okay. So, tip number 2. You ready? Write this down, guys. Write this down. Tip number 2. Tip number 2. Tip number 2 is keep the contact information for credit bureaus handy. Please write this down. The 3 major credit bureaus are important to contact if you are going to be repairing your credit score. The major 3 credit agents can help you by sending you your credit report. If you find an error on your credit report, these are also the companies you must contact in order to correct the problem. You can easily contact these organizations by mail, telephone, or through the internet. You got Equifax, Credit Information Services, Inc. The address is P.O. Box 740241, Atlanta, Georgia. Let me show this on the screen so you can see it, guys. Hopefully you can see it. Okay. The telephone number is 1-888-766-0008. Website is Equifax.com. Right here, Equifax.com. Okay. Then you got TransUnion. TransUnion, right here, LLC, Consumer Disclosure Center. And there's the address, and that's the website. Then you got Experian, National Consumer Assistance Center. You got the address and the website. See? You may want to note this information wherever most of your financial information is kept, so that you can easily contact the bureaus whenever you need to. Your local yellow pages should also have the contact information of these credit agencies as well. Another tip. Another tip. Tip number 3. Develop an action plan for dealing with your credit score. Once you have your credit report and your credit score, you will be able to tell whether you stand and where many of your problems lie. If you have a poor score, try to see in your credit report what could be causing the problem. Do you have too many unpaid bills? Have you recently faced a major financial upset such as bankruptcy? Have you simply not had credit long enough to establish good credit? Have you defaulted on loan, failed to pay taxes, or recently been reported to a collection agency? The problem that contribute to your credit problem should dictate how you decide to boost your credit score. As you read through this ebook and also the book, I have the ebook and also the book. Okay, highlight or jot down those tips that apply to you, and from them, develop a checklist of things you can do that will help your credit situation improve. When you seek professional credit counseling or credit help, counselors will generally work with you to help you develop a personalized strategy that expressively addresses your credit problems and financial history. Now, with this ebook, you can develop a similar strategy on your own, in your own time, and at your own cost. When developing your action plan, know where most of your credit score is coming from. Now I'm going to stop there. And I'm going to talk to you about credit history. That's the next topic. Your credit history. That's your next topic. But before I continue, I want to show you the website where you could get your 3 credit reports for free. Show you in a minute, guys. Bear with me. And the screen should show up in a minute. So this is where you go to get your 3 credit reports. I'm going to put the website on the screen where you can go straight to it and get your 3 credit reports for free. Hopefully you're seeing that website where it is. If you're not, here it goes. That's the website, annualcreditreport.com. So you go to that website and you could get all 3 credit reports for free. Due to COVID, you can get it anytime you want now. You experience TransUnion and Equifax, 100% free. Right through your. You won't get it in the mail. If you do it through the computer, you get it right. You get an email right through your computer, and you also get it through here. So you just, request your scores. Make sure that you check Experience, TransUnion, and Equifax. That way you get all 3 of them. Answer the questions, and then automatically wait for a little while, and it will pull your 3 credit reports for free. This is a protected website. It's a safe website, so you can get your 3 credit reports for free. Okay? You don't have to pay a dime for this at all. All right? At all. It's free. So let's continue to the next topic, which is your credit history. Your credit history. So your credit history accounts for more than a third of your credit score. It counts for more than a third of your credit score in some cases. Whether or not you have been a good credit risk in the past is considered the best indicator of how good you will react to debt in the future. For this reason, late payment loans, default, unpaid taxes, bankruptcy, and other unmet debt responsibilities will count against you the most. You can't do much about your financial past now, but starting to pay your bills on time, starting today can help your credit score in the future. Number two, your current debts accounts for approximately a third of your credit score in some cases. If you have lots of current debt, it may indicate that you are stretching yourself financially and thin and will have trouble paying back debts in the future. If you have a lot of money owing right now, and especially if you have borrowed a great deal recently, this fact will bring down your credit score. You can boost your credit score by paying down your debts as much as you can. Very important. The less debt, your credit score will start going up a little bit higher. How long you have had credit accounts for 15% of your credit score in some cases. If you have not had credit accounts for very long, you may not have enough of history to let lenders know whether you make a good credit risk. Not having had credit for a long time can affect your credit score. You can counter this by keeping your accounts open rather than closing them off as you pay them off. The types of credit you have accounts for about 1/10 of your credit score. In most cases, lenders like to see a mix of financial responsibilities that you handle well. Having bills that you pay as well as one or two types of loans can actually improve your credit score. Having at least one credit card, I'm going to repeat myself, having at least one credit card or two types of loans can actually improve your credit score. Okay? Having at least one credit card that you manage well can also help your credit score. One credit card, guys, only one. As you can see, it's possible to only estimate how much of a specific area of your credit score affects your credit score. Nevertheless, keeping these 5 areas in mind and making sure that each is addressed in your personalized plan will go a long way making sure that your personalized credit repair can plan comprehensive enough to boost your credit effectively. Now, what I want you to do is go to a website. I'm going to show you a website where you can get an estimate FICO credit score for free. All right, guys. But what I want you to do is tune in to this video, which is going to explain to you what I just explained to you right here.
There's two parts to achieving great credit. First is your credit score, and second is the type of accounts you have. Let's start with score. As a general rule, scores between 740 and 850 are considered to be great credit. This is where the best interest rates and incentives are found. Good credit is 680 to 739, and this range is usually good enough to get an approval rate interest rate for most types of credit. Fair credit is 600 to 679. This is where you're going to start seeing higher interest rates as lenders build in fees to offset their high risk. Credit scores at 599 and below are considered to be poor. Now, this is the score range we want to avoid altogether or get out of as quickly as we possibly can. Now, let's talk about the type of accounts, also called your credit mix. And even though your credit mix is only 10% of your overall score, lenders like to see that you have experience with different kinds of credit. A perfect credit mix would include at least one of each of the following accounts. First, a revolving account. That's a credit card. Credit cards are unsecured, meaning there's no collateral like a car or a home that's securing that extension of credit. You can charge up and pay down a credit card. Second is an installment loan. This loan is paid over a specific period of time, like 48 to 60 months. Think of a car loan. And third, a mortgage. Now, a home mortgage is an installment loan, but it's different because qualifying for a home loan requires a degree of financial and employment stability that lenders love to see. Having said that, you don't need to own a home to reach the excellent score category of 740 and above. You can get there using the strategies that I'm going to teach you in this course. Also, you don't need all of these accounts to be currently open. They only need to be present on your credit report. For example, if you have a car loan that you paid off, say, 5 years ago, you'll get credit for that installment loan even though it's paid and closed. A good credit score is the result of stability and consistent payment history. For those working on improving their credit, this is going to become even more important during your credit repair process.
So there you go, guys. There you go. So it explains to you about the percentages of how the credit score system works. There's other videos that we're gonna go deeper, but for now, I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna stop here, and I'm gonna show you one more website where you could get your credit score, FICO estimate credit score. Basically, it's 10 questions that you put in, and you have to be, honest with the questions that you're gonna answer. The more honest you are, the higher your credit score will be, your estimate credit score. So it's not gonna be your actual credit score, but it's gonna be your estimate. So you're gonna have a little snapshot of how high is your credit score. Okay. So, guys, I hope you enjoy part 2 of my podcast, and also part 2, the first chapter of my ebook. The next week's session will be about the best ways to boost your credit score. That's the next session. The best ways to boost your credit score. That's going to be the next session, which will be Monday. Again, every Monday nights, I'm going to be doing my live Anaya's Credit Boost Experience podcast. Every Monday nights from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Okay? So, what I want you guys to do, I'm going to show you a couple of websites. Make sure you have a pen and a notebook where you can write these websites down. The first one is annualcreditreport.com, which that's the one that's going to explain to you, that I just explained to you that it's going to get you the 3 credit reports for free. The Equifax, Experian, and your TransUnion. 100% free, guys. So you go to that website and you could just sign up, get all 3 of your credit reports for free. Now the next website, which is the one that I'm going to share in a second, bear with me. I'll share another website for you guys, which is called the FICO Score Credit Estimator. So it's basically an estimate of your credit score. And that's not the website. The website I'm going to show you is this one. So basically, you go to this website right here. You go to the website that's on the screen. You go there, and it's going to put you to this website here. And all you have to do is answer the questions. All right? Just answer the questions here. Okay? So basically, how many credit cards do you have? You gotta be honest. Let's say you have 2 out of 4, so you just press 2 out of 4. How long ago did you get your first credit card? Let's say 2 to 4 years, for example. How long ago did you get your first loan? Let's say 2 to 5 years. How many loans or credit cards have you applied for in the last year? Just put 1. How recently have you opened a new loan or credit card? Less than 3 months. So as you can see, I'm putting the answers here, and you just continue. How many of the loans or credit cards currently have a balance? So you put 0 out of 4, Besides any mortgage loans, what are your total balances on all other loans and credit cards combined? So basically, it's telling you your balances. So your balances, let's just put 500 to 999 to 1,000. When is your last missed a loan or credit card payment? And you put never. How many of your loans and credit cards are currently past due? 0. You gotta be honest, guys. You gotta be honest. Right now, I'm just winging it, but you have to be honest with these questions. What percent of your total credit card limits do your credit card balance represent? 2 to 9. Now, in the last 10 years, have you ever experienced bankruptcy, repossession? And you put no. And those are the 10 questions. Again, so as soon as I press the last question, it's going to give me an estimate of credit score. Again, this is an estimate of, your credit score. But remember, you have to answer the questions as honest as you can. I just swept through it, so it's just to show you an example of how it works. Okay? So again, you go to the website, you answer all the questions. You don't have to put your name, you don't have to put your social security, nothing else. All you do is that. And then you just answer the last question. Bankruptcy, you put no. And then it's going to estimate your credit score. So it's the estimate at 775. So if you answer honestly, that is your credit score. which is close to mine's. Mine's is 735, you know. Then if you want to take it again, you just go here. Now, if you want to get your credit score, you got to sign up here, but you have to pay for it. In the next session, podcast number 3, part 3, lesson 3, which is going to be the best ways to boost your credit score. I'm going to be explaining to you how to boost your credit score faster. And also, I'm going to be putting out 3 websites that you could get your FICO score, your Experian, and your Equifax 100% free and no charge. Okay? No charge at all. You don't have to put your credit card or nothing. You get your 3 credit reports on the next session. So now, if you have any questions for me, I'm going to be here for a little while. And what I want you to do, if you want to register, to my group, my Anaya's Credit Boost Experience podcast, Monday, 6 p.m. Mostly it's from 8 to 10 because I stay for a little while for anybody that has questions. So if you have any questions for me, the floor is now open. Okay? What I want you to do now is put out the questions for me. Let me open up the section where you can do just that. The floor is not open, guys. As soon as this video ends, you can start asking me some questions. here and subscribe, for you could get my free mini ebook download, a sample of my book that I have on Amazon for free. So it's just a sample of things that are in my book, important things that are in my book. Okay? So I'm gonna be here for a couple of 10 more minutes, guys, and then I'm gonna be ending my podcast. Alright? So you still could continue throwing out the questions. Make sure you put your name and your email just in case I miss it. Alright? Just in case. In case I miss any questions that you may have. Okay? So my podcast date will be June 6th, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's the first day that it's gonna launch. And I is in pre-launch mode, you know. And again, you can scan this barcode and it goes directly into the registration section where you can register for free. Okay. And again, the secrets. Please let me know how this podcast was, guys. Please let me know. Click like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube page. You know, leave a comment in my Facebook. Click like in Facebook. Let me know how it was. If you have any questions, you know, via those platforms. But if you have any questions here, the floor is still open for about 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes left. Make sure if I miss, if I'm not here, make sure that you leave your email and your name and your question so I can answer to you via your email. Alright? If you want to make an appointment with me, just scan this QR code. It goes directly into my, you know, free credit evaluation appointment that you can set up here. Just scan here, and it goes directly to my website where you can set up an appointment with me. Okay? So as soon as I put the timer, that's when everything is gonna end. Credit Secret, you know, platform. It's 24/7, 7 days a week. It's live, where you can see live credit repairs, live lessons, and also financial literacy, you know, educational, you know, lessons that you can take, you know, online for free at any time. All right, guys. So go there, you know, and let me put the website up for you. Let's bear with me here. The website for you. And that's the website. You can go to that website, and it's gonna look like this. It's gonna look like this, and it's live. Right now it's in pre-launch mode. Also, it's still free, not charging yet, but as it starts getting busier, I do have to charge, guys. So basically, it's free, you know. It's all free. It has the calendar of all the, you know, classes and lessons that you can take online. It's, it's very important that you take this money crash course. It's going to show you about money, how the economy is, how things are now, and towards of the future. Okay, so it's real good site. Real good site. This is something that I've been working for a while. Finally finalized it. Right now it's on pre-launch mode, and I'm trying to get a lot of people involved to watch my live stream personal financial education, site, which is similar to like Netflix. The only thing is 24/7. It's one session after another. So if you're interested in changing the way you think about money and credit and changing your lifestyle, this is the site where to be. All right, guys. So 2 more minutes left.
And infrastructure impacts of shale oil and gas. There's a real puzzle on the economic side, too.
2 more minutes left.
If these plays are so robust, so predictable, and such a great thing, the companies involved should be cranking out money from operations.
Make sure
the way this is measured in accounting terms is by a measure called free cash flow. Every business major and MBA student has to understand this measure because it's a really powerful and easy way to tell if a company is really generating robust profits and whether or not its investments are likely to produce future free cash flows. Here's where the story gets really odd for the companies involved in the show. If you're an accredited investor, I have big news. In the last 12 months, I bought 5 major American brands. I bought Pure One Imports, Linens and Things, Dress Barn, Franklin Mint, Models. I'm sure you've heard of one or all of those brands. But more importantly than how this has benefited me, I want to share with you how this might change how you invest your money. Every so often, an opportunity arises that is so big, you have to double check just to make sure it's real. And if you're an investor, you've probably been doing your research right now, trying to predict what the next big thing is before the masses catch on. Because one thing history teaches us is that those who catch a new trend early are rewarded handsomely. Henry Ford, when he produced his first Model T car, must have thought, wow, why isn't everyone seeing what I see? Steve Jobs, when he created the first personal computer, couldn't believe his college professors doubted him. Elon Musk had that amazing foresight to understand how valuable Tesla would become. So there's good and bad news. The bad news is most investors will never catch one of these aha moments. They're too distracted following the crowd. But the good news is that a global shift of epic proportions has just happened. And what we predict to be 54 new investment opportunities have opened up right in front of our eyes. As the saying goes, there are decades where nothing happens and there are weeks where decades happen. Those weeks of change just happened. If you're an accredited investor, it's time to take action. My name is Ty Lopez. My business partner, Dr. Alex Nair, and I believe that the low-hanging fruit to be invested in is very simple. Buying distressed brands, specifically retail brick-and-mortar stores. And we mean buying them for pennies on the dollar and revitalizing and transforming them into e-commerce brands. In fact, we predict there will be 54 bankrupt brands to buy in the next 8 months alone. There's a very narrow window to catch this opportunity, so don't be slow. Remember what they say in Vegas, scared money doesn't make money. Alex and I saw this opportunity a while back and have already begun. Maybe you read the USA Today article about us in October 2019 when we purchased Dress Barn for pennies on the dollar, a large female clothing brand that did over $740 million in revenue. We bought it from a publicly traded company and revitalized it by turning it into an e-commerce online brand that makes its sales from websites, not from brick and mortar stores. And remember, the brick and mortar business model was already dying before now. Now the nail has been hammered on the coffin.
So you guys just closed on Models. So when you close on a deal like that, what are your first steps in trying to resurrect a struggling company?
It's a little different. We bought Pier 1 last month for $31 million. Pier 1 already had a much more going concern. E-commerce wise, it was already a 9-figure e-com business. Models is different. They've concentrated pretty much on brick and mortar. So out of their $500 million in revenue, it's, sub 10% was actual e-com. And we also bought linens and things, frankly, in different brands. You got to take all of these on a case-by-case basis. But no matter what, people are buying online. Jeff Bezos proved the model starting in 1994. What you see now is inevitable. And you might think, well, maybe there's even better investments than buying distressed brands. For example, a lot of wealth has been created through real estate. But take a look at the top of the Forbes list. You'll notice that not one of the top 50 Forbes list billionaires created their wealth for real estate. It was all through owning brand real estate. Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. They all have one thing in common. They own a large amount of shares in global brands. But it's not easy for an individual investor to be able to replicate what these Forbes list billionaires have done, simply because in normal times, you need so much capital to play in the brand space. But the times have changed, my friend, and the prices have dropped. There's a short window where direct investment into brands is now available to accredited investors who have some cash sitting aside. It doesn't even take millions. If you join the proper pool of investors, you can get in for 6 figures. We already have experience, having already acquired a large distressed brand. Importantly, we have the right investment bank connections that you need to get first access to the deals. A little about our background: for over 19 years, we've been in e-commerce. In fact, we were some of the first entrepreneurs in the world to see the e-commerce potential. Our e-commerce businesses have already generated over $1 billion in revenue. We spent over $600 million on Facebook and Google advertising to build multiple brands. Alex and I are experienced entrepreneurs and investors. I started in 2001 with GE Capital, GE Financial, at the time the largest company in the world. I now have over 10 million social media followers, and over 2 billion minutes of my YouTube business videos have been watched, giving us unique access to investors in deal flow. So the same strategies I use to grow my social media, we will be using for Models and other brands. My business partner, Dr. Alex Nair, well, he just sold his company Zeus
for $300 million. Even got to ring the New York Stock Exchange bell. But we've put the link below because we believe the opportunity is so large, we need to expand our high net worth accredited investor circle to about 500 investors. So if you have any interest in what we've said, simply click the button below and give us some basic information. You can then decide if you want to set up a phone call to talk directly with us. Remember, we are not pushy, but time is of the essence. So click the link below. Worst case, you're just going to get a free information packet from us. But the best case scenario is that we're about to open up a brand new investment avenue that completely changes the game for you. Click the link below. Talk soon.